Teen Think Tank's inaugural program, Social Protest in Sports, a Sustainable Plan. We're going to choose 8 to 12 students who work
Mhm.
to work in a research cohort with a research coordinator. That individual could be me, that individual could be Kelly, that individual could be a graduate student, it could be a college professor, but it will be somebody who is in charge of leading us through the blueprint of this material. Why do we need to lead through the blueprint of this material? It's because we're actually going to research this topic. We're going to look at social protest. We're going to look at social protest in sports. We're going to look at the history of social protest. We're going to look at the present day environment and how it is affected by social protest in sports. But this isn't just a current events class. We're going to take that information and we're going to develop a framework. Framework's kind of like a plan or a how-to manual for change. We're going to develop that plan. We're going to publish that plan. That plan is going to give an overview of the history of social protest. It's going to outline ways in which athletes have used social protest to their benefit or their detriment. And it's going to develop an idea to help them do it better. It's a document that can be used by athletes, whether high school, college, or professional athletes, to show them how history and how research gives them an idea on how they can impact society in a more meaningful and effective way. It's a living, breathing document that people can read, consume, and implement if it's good enough. As part of this research, as part of this work, we're going to give you access to foundational coursework. That's leadership courses, communication courses, decision making instruction, problem solving instruction. There are going to be lectures, speakers, videos, podcasts, readings, discussions, panelists. We are going to deliver this message and this information in a comprehensive manner. Then we're going to take those 4 basic skills and then we are going to research this subject as a group. We're going to form a team. There'll be team leaders, there will be team workers, there will be team followers, there'll be expediters, there will be voices. We will come together to research this fully. We will look to exploit everyone's strengths in a group dynamic. I know everybody doesn't love to work in a group, but it's true what they say. Ultimately, life is a team game. So it makes sense for us to embark on this endeavor as a group, as a research team. Then we're going to take our research and we're going to talk about it. We're going to explore positions internally. We're going to identify obstacles that we don't agree on. We're going to advocate internally for the solutions to those problems. And we're going to come up with an idea and a concept. Then we're going to bring in guest speakers and we're going to bring in experts. For this particular course, we'll have a number of speakers and experts who will be joining us, but in particular, Mike Freeman, who is a journalist. He is the author of Football's Fearless Activists. He's a former Washington Post journalist. He worked at CBS Sports. He worked at a site called Sportico.com. He spent a lot of time researching this from a journalistic perspective. And he's going to come in and he's going to talk to us, and we're going to present him with our thesis, and we're going to get his feedback on this. He's the guy who literally wrote the book, and we're going to be reading this book. You're going to get this book for free. All the resources that you're going to get in this course are for free. And we're going to get his input on whether or not we are headed down the right path in developing our thesis and developing our strategy. Once we get his feedback, we're going to develop that strategy and then we're going to publish it. Could be a paper, could be a podcast, it could be a video. Publishing platforms are not the problem. Content is the problem. There's a lot of junk out there. But there's also a lot of good quality content. We want to produce that content and publish it. And that's it. That's 7 steps to becoming a working, publishing think tank academic. It's not too bad for a free program. but I know what you're thinking. It sounds good, but what's in it for me? We're going to talk a little bit about that. What's in it for you and comes in two forms. There are intangible benefits and there are tangible benefits, right? We are a instant gratification society. We understand what tangible benefits are. But from my experience, it is the intangible benefits in life which are the most important to achieve. So I'm going to ask Kelly to talk a little bit about the intangible benefits of our program.
Awesome. Thank you, Matt. Just a couple things of many highlighted. I mentioned them in my intro, building some of these academic and professional skills, ones that are not only coveted by think tanks, but also in any profession, the ability to work collaboratively, to dissect, analyze, and conceptualize information, to read, write, and research. All of those things are going to be invaluable to you as you move forward in your academic and eventually professional careers. And you'll be able to hone them and also learn them with the foundational courses that will help develop all of our scholars. Also, you have the opportunity to start exploring some careers of interest. Everyone, when they introduce themselves, you range from the arts to STEM to foreign languages in your interests. And so you'd be able to kind of take a dry run at is a think tank, is this world of policy and social change something that you're really passionate about? And if it is, you already have a head start. If it's not, then you've already identified that and you can put your energies towards other pursuits. Also, Matt and I have both talked about it in our introductions and throughout this program is personal growth and how important that is, and learning to work with others, to challenge yourself, to think outside the box and think outside your own perspective. You're expanding your perspective of the world and policy and how you can start to make a change. And all those things we felt were some of the highlights of the intangible benefits that you'd be able to get out of this program and being a part of it, in addition to the tangible benefits that are super important that I will throw back to Matt to go over.
Thanks, Kel. The tangible benefits are the benefits that we can take away. We can touch, we can feel, we can walk away from this experience with. The first two are very, very important to your academic careers. The first is a resume, and this program is a serious resume building exercise. Listen, be a lifeguard, wait tables, work at Six Flags. Those are great character building jobs. I did them all. But do yourself a favor and do a little research on the value of internships or mentoring programs. Get as much experience to as many different careers and career paths and individuals in those career paths as possible. How do you do that? Well, you get a professional and academic resume together. And something like think tank research associate sounds pretty good on a resume, and it will tend to catch people's attention because it will tell them that you are serious about whatever question you are asking them. Then you take that resume and you present that resume and you network. That's it. You go out there and you meet people. Being a high achiever, it will allow you to walk through many doors. But it's your academic and your professional network that's going to open those doors for you. And this program will help you do that. Let me say that again. You guys are bright. That has gotten you to this point. And you will be able to walk through any door presented. But that door needs to be opened, or somebody needs to point you in the direction of that door. And those individuals are your academic and your professional network, whether that's a trusted teacher or a mentor or a college professor. That is the straightest, easiest, most efficient path to success. And in order to get on that path, putting together a professional academic resume is very important. Next thing this program gets you, letter of recommendation. Raise your hand if you love a good letter of recommendation. I do. I ask people to write me letters of recommendation all the time. And I haven't looked for a job in like 12 years, but I'll still call up a friend or a colleague and I'll say, "Hey, dude, do me a favor. Can you write me a letter of recommendation?" And they say, "Well, yeah, cool. What are you applying for?" No, I said nothing. I just really want somebody to say nice things about me. So I'd appreciate it if you write a letter of recommendation. Um, Letter of recommendations are very important in addition to making you feel good about yourself and your pursuits. They help separate you from other individuals when you're applying to colleges, when you're applying to jobs. If you are a high achieving student in this program, and we have no reason to believe you wouldn't be because you're a high achieving student in other areas of your academic career, we will give you a letter of recommendation with no questions asked. In addition to that letter of recommendation, we are hosting a $500 scholarship for our inaugural class, our inaugural research group. That means that for the 8 to 12 students who will be accepted into this class, you will be the exclusive applicants for that scholarship upon successful graduation of high school. Right. So you're one of at most 12 people in a think tank research group. You've been accepted to the inaugural program. At the end of that program, if you wish to apply for the scholarship, you have a 1 in 12 chance of getting it. That scholarship right now is only $500 because we're a startup. We don't want to overpromise. I can personally guarantee the $500. I have a Derek Jeter rookie card that I've been holding on to for a long time. And if we don't increase that scholarship through revenues and donations, I'm going to sell the Derek Jeter rookie card and offset some of that. So you have my personal guarantee. I hope it grows. I hope it grows to 1,000. I hope it grows to 2,500. I hope it grows to 5,000. But at this point, you can guarantee, and we'll play this back in 2 or 3 years, that the 12 individuals who are in our inaugural research group will have the exclusive opportunity to apply for that scholarship. Speaking of money, you guys are going to produce content. You should get paid for that content. It's no different than putting a video on YouTube, no different than putting a skit on TikTok. If you're a content producer, you should get paid for your content. Doesn't matter if you're 14, 15, or 81. As part of a research group, you will hopefully publish research. If that research is monetized, you will share in a portion of that monetization. Now, listen, I don't know what the value of that is. Could be zero. Could be 1,000. I don't know what the market for that type of work, for that type of content is, but you do have our model to benefit from because our model allows our content producers to receive the benefits, the financial benefits of their research. In addition to that, you get preferred status. You will have preferred enrollment status for future sessions. Like I said, we plan to have a number of research cohorts launched over the next 2 to 3 years. And as long as you're still in high school, you will have the ability to apply for those and join those research groups. And as alumni of the program, you'll get first dibs. It's a VIP enrollment. But just as importantly, as an alumni of the program, you will become eligible to become a fellow of our advisory board. I don't know how many of you are familiar with corporate structure, but most businesses have a board of directors or an advisory board. All right, give me a hand, thumbs up if you're into business. All right, cool. So a business's primary leadership structure is created through a board of directors. Our board of directors, we call them advisory board members, are experts in areas. Okay. Political scientists like Kelly, climate change scientists, teachers, professors, political scientists all form this advisory board. But we've kept 2 seats open on that board for high school and college students who are alumni of our program. Why? Because this program is built for high school and college students. We want the voice of those individuals to tell us where the program should be headed in the future. Now, some of the perks of being an advisory board member: you get paid. It's a paid position. Okay. It's not a ton of money. It's a couple $100 per meeting. Maybe there's 4, maybe there's 8, maybe there's 12 meetings per year. It's all done virtually, but you get paid, you get compensated for your time. But just as importantly, or more importantly, you are sitting next to experts in the fields that you want to pursue. And those experts are colleagues of yours. Those experts are equals because you all have the same vote, you all have the same voice, and you'll get the opportunity to pick their brain. But just as importantly, they will have the opportunity to hear your voice as well. It empowers you to be part of an infrastructure that is meant to elicit change. And that's what the Teen Think Tank is all about. It's all about empowerment. It's all about providing you with a voice in the future that you will have to inherit.